road rap was happening before because there's other people in it. Like, what was Skinny Man rapping about? What was what was all of these other people? They was before. It's just that
I think this term confused things because I
what
remember
he said was good, but the first generation might be
But
throwing it
what
off.
about
There's other generations before.
I agree with his post, yeah, and Miniature is the main one I see disagreeing with it, and I want to get into what Miniature said, and I agreed with what Miniature said. I think he gave a better description, but it's not how I remember things at the time. I remember, again, I said my album come out, right, 2006. Okay, so that's in your kind of era you're talking about as well, right? But I'd been around a while with my first solo album. And some people called that road rap in the UKHH. Remember the UKHH forum? But that forum was more like the UK hip hop scene. Yeah. So some of them were kind of, this is like road rap. But it's just because, that's when I first started hearing about that term. I was like, what is this dumb term? I didn't like it. I was like, and I saw, okay, they're using this for the North Stars, etc. Because I was seeing them rappers come out. And I was like, all right, cool. That's what they're calling road rap. I thought this is a dumb term. I don't think that term lasted very long. I don't ever remember anyone who was actually one of the rappers using it about themselves. No. Never.
I don't think so.
No, and usually they don't. Like grime wasn't made by the grime scene, but they eventually had to embrace it. But road rap, we never embraced that. So I think it's a bit dumb to use that term.
Yeah. Maybe it's the term that he knows everyone's going to understand.
Okay, so the first time I heard the term road rap was probably 92, 93.
Oh,
I was
you're having a laugh. You're like, no, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
He's trying to throw a smatter in the thing.
No. Hear me out.
Who was the spokesman for this?
You're
we
jumping
didn't even
in.
say road.
Hear me out.
I'm road.
Right, hear me
out. A road
out.
man didn't even exist then.
Right, hear me out.
Back then you would have thought a road man was like a bin man or something. You didn't. You're trying it.
No. Hear me out. You're doing your typical Novar thing.
I want to say big up Wordsmith. I always forget, yeah? Big up Wordsmith because Wordsmith is from the UK hip hop scene that we're talking about before, yeah? And his album came out in 2005 and it was called The Roadman Showcase. That's
was it road rap or was it?
Yeah, of course. He's from Brixton. He's rapping. It's in the same way Kalashnikov is, yeah? Okay. Similar. But I'm saying, but he called it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he literally called his album that, The Roadman Showcase. It was like, this is me. And that's when that term was a thing.
So let me explain why I said what I said, right?
Go on.
So there's a certain group from my generation
Who?
that I'm not going to mention their name, and that's for personal, because you know what? I don't want to give props to somebody that I don't respect.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
If you're listening to this, you'll know who that is. Yeah. I'm not talking about the public, but the person who's listening to this. So it was someone I knew. Yeah. And I've got my reasons for not like mentioning their name, but that's the first person that came up to me and told me about. He considered himself as road rap. Yeah. I didn't consider that. But I remember
I guarantee.
No, I'm guaranteeing.
You use a different term and your memory is.
No, not at all. Because you know why? Because he considered himself a roadman, right? But the first time that I personally heard something that I considered as that was when I was hearing Big P and Scheme.
Okay. Yeah.
That's when I was hearing that. So when I heard them, I'm like, okay, this is more. Because the person that I'm talking about that I don't want to mention, they weren't rapping about the road. But you know what they were doing? They were doing the road. Yeah, they were going around mugging people and doing other things and whatever else. Do you get what I'm saying? So they were doing that life, but they weren't dealing drugs. Well, one of them was. Yeah. So to me, that wasn't road rap. They just gave that name because they saw themselves as roadmen. Yeah. So like I said, the first people that I actually heard, and I kind of put one on one together and thought road rap, that was Big P and Scheme. That was my first. Yeah. But when I look back at it,
I bet if you ask Big P and Scheme, they'll say that term didn't exist. They'll credit. Yeah, we was doing that, but that term didn't exist.
No, I interviewed him on the Golden Era.
No, I've watched it. Yeah.
And he makes mention of being a bridge between the two things.
Right, but what I'm saying is that's the first time that I heard something that basically was so obvious.
This is how our podcasts have just correlated.
That was the moment when it was just so obvious that something was happening.
Something's changed.
But when you look back at early London Posse lyrics with Bionic, that was going on already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But was they matching it with the fashion? Was they matching it with the...
Matching it with the fashion of the time, because that's what people was wearing in the street them times. It just, you know what I'm saying?
Was that... See, that was before Scheme and that came out, obviously, yeah? How
it's
much?
Like
how
end of the 80s or...
Okay, cool, safe, yeah. So it's a big...
But yeah, so London Posse was doing that already. Yeah, they just didn't have the terminology of road rap. That's all it was.
I think a lot of people want to be, I'm the first to do something. And it's like, oh yeah, but that was there, but it wasn't this. And a lot of people, for some reason, do it with street stuff. Oh yeah, but it wasn't really for the streets. It wasn't. So I've seen Scheme say it. I've seen Joe Black say it. I've seen Young Spray say it. You know what I'm saying? And we're sitting there with, and that's why what Miniature came out and said was he was like, no, that's not road rap. And he started calling that gangster rap, which I've seen Spray say as well. He's gone, I was one of the first gangster rappers. I've seen Giggs say that I was one of the first gangster rappers, which I agree with. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, but Skinny, Clash, I think he may have mentioned Big P and Scheme as well. Like there was other rappers, though that was road rap. And to me, I don't remember it like that. But I think Miniature's explanation makes more sense.
Hip hop was an escape from the shit
streets.
you were in.
Yeah. But I think that still is like
It's still the case.
I don't want to get into the debate or they're glorifying it. Like, but I think I had Young Spray on my podcast before. I said to him, "Does hip hop have a positive influence?" And he was like, 100%. He was like, if I look at all the negative stuff I've been involved in my life, if I didn't have hip hop, I don't know where I would be. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it saved me in all these ways. Do you know what I'm saying? So we look at all these rappers and go, oh, he's being negative, he's being this, he's being that. But actually, no, he's running a business. If we take the road rap, it's hard to even take the road rap part out of that question. Do you think he was right? Do you think he had the right list of people? Made you think?
Yeah, he had like a... Because he said that he separates them by generations, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's not disrespecting anyone who came before.
But he could have maybe mentioned a few of the ones from before that were, like you said Scheme, you said names. There's other people they're rapping about.
Oh, Mike GLC went crazy about it as well. I don't know if people... Because obviously people go mad in the comments, right?
Yeah. But he's in both worlds. He was, like, we're just thinking Mike GLC is like some 2005 kind of rapper, but really he's been there from Koi.
No, I can't.
That's the issue.
I wanted to send you the Mike GLC thing, but before it's like 5 minutes long, right?
His opinion will probably be like Blade's.
Oh no, Blade said something. You said something today that resonates with what Mike GLC said. Which I think, and one thing that I really liked about what he said is that he went also.
Everyone was broke.
Stop this separating with this is gangster, yeah? Because whatever. He goes, that's all rubbish anyway. And he said that back in the day, before people were rapping about the streets, he said, we didn't want to rap about that life. Yeah. Similar to what you were saying. But he said, everyone was gangster. He goes, who's putting out these records? People that's doing gangster stuff in the streets. Fun. And he named some people and he's like, and I think he went into the reggae thing, Jetstar Records, and he was like, you had to be, you had to be a level of gangster to even be out here, so you won't forget that. And you said something similar to that before, because you said the gangsters was outside, even though they weren't rapping, they're just there, and it's part of what's going on in the culture. So I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, of course. But at the same time, look, I wasn't gangster. I never said I was a gangster, so I don't want anyone to think I was gangster. But when you've got no family and stuff, you make ends meet, however. Right? So how do you think my first record came out? When I was on the dole. So don't think we weren't all up to something. People that I've respected and whatever, to find out that they're moving drugs in big ways. They're mixing with the Colombians, bringing drugs in, and I'm like, wow, these are people that I see every day on the street, and I never knew they did this.